show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to MangaPod. We're a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we've read all or part of a manga, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. I am Erin of HappiLeeErin, and with me are all three of my co-hosts. Yay! Such victory! Such great victory! So as a very special guest, we are also very excited to have here. Let's go ahead and have Dodger start, introduce herself, and then we'll go to somebody whose face has been missing for 6 months.
Oh my gosh,
really,
I'm so
we're
excited.
happy.
I feel like I need to just like get my
I know,
out of
do
here
you have
so
a
that,
little
like,
bit of
so that we can get to the
emotion?
good
Yeah.
part. Hi, I'm Dodger. All right, cool.
Hi, I'm HappiLeeErin. Did you guys stop doing that? Come on. I'm so disappointed. Yeah, it's been a while. What's up, everybody that still remembers me? You probably got a lot of new viewers, you know? I mean, everybody who doesn't know me, I'm Yokurama. Hi. I'm 23 years old. I live in Missouri. That's about it. That's my whole life. I paint. Not art, but houses. Not that exciting. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yay!
My name's Lou, and I'm from Sitting by the Window Anime Reviews, and this is my first manga pod with Yoku, and I'm very, very excited for this. And my hat says "So handsome." My mom got it for me.
Oh, so handsome, Lou.
Handsome. Oh.
I'm 28 years old, and I
Awesome. Ebbie?
Hi, I'm Ebbie. Otherwise known on YouTube as BizarreJelly5. I do anime stuff. Not a specific thing, just anime stuff. And also, I run an anime club that's really similar to MangaPod, which is on YouTube at youtube.com/Oko Anime Club. It's fun. It's like this,
super
but
fun.
anime.
it's good.
Super
It's good.
fun. They let me come on to talk about Kuroko not once, but twice.
Whoa,
And-
Erin.
The episode after the next one, which is tomorrow, so on the 11th of July, Kuroko.
Is it still, are the ones that I've been on still the longest ones?
No.
Dang it!
Now you have
Alright, you
something
got
to
a
shoot
chance.
for.
Ugh. My goal. If you've never joined us for a manga pod before, what we like to do is give you a short, spoiler-free description of the manga that we read. This week, we read Kids on the Slope, volumes 1 through 3, chapters 1 through 15. That will be read by our lovely guest, Ebbie. And then after that, we'll give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think you should spend time reading this manga or not. Then we'll jump into spoiler section. Woo! Woo! Spoiler section is where we will go in depth with spoilers, but please do not spoil anything past chapter 15. So that includes stuff in the anime, because Dodger has not seen the anime, so we do not want to spoil anything. So please do not spoil anything in the anime or anything past chapter 15. But
I'll
before
find
we
you.
get to that, she will hurt
I will
you.
find you.
She'll hurt you. She'll hurt you real bad. She's scared.
Yeah, she almost killed Lou.
Yeah.
during the.
I was like, watch this cool scene from the anime, and she like jumped out of my monitor and
What are
almost
you,
stabbed
kind of,
me.
kind of monster, Lou? God.
Yeah! Awesome. Evie, if you do not mind reading us that summary.
I apologize in advance. Alright, Nishima Kaoru, second word, good job, has moved from city to city and school to school because of his father's job, so the first day at his new school was just routine for him. Being intellectual and the new transfer student, he has always been seen as an outcast, and all Kaoru has to do is bear it until the next time he moved. But things were slightly different this time. First, he started to get close to the class president, Mukai Ritsuko, and secondly, it's unlikely as it seemed, grew closer to Kawabuchi Sentaro. Sentaro was infamous for getting into fights, skipping class, and was overall a bad boy. Strangely enough, the three of them found common ground in music, namely jazz, and Kaoru finds himself actually enjoying the new town.
Yay! Thank you so much.
Apologies.
Awesome. Like I said in soundcheck, you are among people who just always mess up summaries.
True.
No matter how well spoken we are, when we get to the summary, for some reason we stumble. Although we pick ourselves back up.
It's that whole reading in front of people thing.
Yeah, it's like, how do we do this? All right, let's do our spoiler-free recommendation. Does anybody want to go first?
I can. Since I've never seen the anime, I had no idea what to expect from this manga. I was telling everybody during soundcheck that long ago, Erin was like, "You should watch the anime. It's slice of life with jazz," and I was like,
Jazz and shit. Thank
"Jazz
you.
and shit." Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's my jam. It didn't seem like something I wanted to spend time on. And I would say after reading the manga, I definitely want to see the anime because I really enjoyed it. So I would definitely recommend it.
I also recommend it. It was a really good read. I have seen the anime, and I love the anime. I prefer the anime, but I still recommend reading the manga because it gives you like a little bit more insight into the characters that I didn't feel I got from the anime. So now that I've read part of it, I really want to go back and rewatch it. So yeah, I also recommend it.
Yeah, it's a really good show. I also recommend it, but I recommend the anime like way over the manga. Like I mean, if you're just reading the manga, you should like stop at this moment, go watch the anime, and then come back and finish the manga. That's what you should
What?
do.
That
because-
sounds like the opposite thing you should do. You're saying the anime is way better than the manga? Why would I leave the manga to watch the anime and then come back and like read the version that is not as good?
Okay, no, it's not. I'm not saying it's not as good. It's pretty much not. It's the same thing. Mine is the actual like music and the stuff that you want to hear. I mean, it's cool and all seeing all these notes floating around, but you want to hear the music. I mean, that's kind of why you would watch a music anime. But I guess you don't have to come back. Don't come back. Don't come back and read it. Just go watch the anime and forget about the manga.
Don't come back.
You can come back if you like, but come back like a year later or 2 years later when you start forgetting stuff. You know that time when everything become foggy. That's kind of how I was with this because I watched it back when it was airing. So I kind of coming back and reading it was actually kind of cool because I'm like, oh, I remember this, and I already kind of remember the music a little bit. I was imagining, the animation and stuff, how they were playing the music and stuff. So I don't know, go watch the anime.
I'd recommend it. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I think I'd recommend the anime again more than the manga because I feel like you definitely lose a big chunk of it when you take out the music. I definitely listened to the OST while I was reading this.
Same.
Really, really good OST. That Yoko Kanno did, and I didn't know that until today. So
Directed by Shinichiro Watanabe.
Yeah.
It's a good show. It's a really good show.
Yeah, it is real good.
Good manga, though. Like, what we're actually talking about was good, too. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's bad. I said it's the same thing.
Yoku's all defensive now. He's like, wait, no, I promise. I'm not saying it's bad.
No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
No, I agree. I really loved the anime when it was airing, and I remember having very fond feelings of the anime, and reading the manga just brought all of those fond feelings up for the anime, but not in a way that I was like, man, I wish I was just watching the anime. Like, I really enjoyed reading the manga at the same time, like, I was really enjoying the manga while also, like, remembering how I felt with the anime, and it made me want to watch the anime again, just because of how much I really loved the anime's music and the voice acting and everything that came along with that, but I also just love the story that it's telling and the relationships that it's building. So I think it's a very strong coming-of-age slice-of-life story that definitely needs to be checked out, both in anime and manga form. So that's me. Awesome! Woo! We all recommend it. Definitely check out the anime and the manga. So if you do not want to be spoiled on it, now is your time to leave. Otherwise, we're going to start talking about all the spoils for chapters 1 through 15. Countdown, please!
5,
4, 3, 2,
1.
Who's God?
Sentaro.
Sentaro.
Everybody's dropping the ball here.
I forgot.
I panicked! I couldn't think of who was God! I was like, oh no, God! Jazz is God!
Jazz is God.
Yeah.
No, Ray-chan's dad is God.
The slope.
Ray-chan's dad is God.
Ronin is God.
Yep, there's MangaPod. God. So we kind of already touched on this since we've all seen the anime before, except for Dodger. Hold on, give me a second.
That's interesting.
Jeez. So we usually like to start out with the question, what were you guys expecting before reading the manga? So did you go into this, for those of you who have seen the anime, did you go into the manga expecting it to be a lot different? Like, what were you guys expecting going from the anime to the manga? And then Dodger, for you, what were you expecting going into it in general?
I'll go first.
Anybody?
I'll go first.
I know, guys. It was a really hard question.
No, my expectations were pretty much set at I was thinking that it would be at least almost as good, because the story in the anime is just so good that I couldn't see the story changing that much from the manga. So I was expecting a decent story with interesting characters, and that's what I got. And as I started to read it, I started to realize that the ships that people saw in the anime were a lot more pronounced. There was a lot of Bon Centauro shipping going on. Yeah, those ships were sailing.
They're so cute.
Yeah. No, and the thing is that what the manga does is it likes to emphasize that because of how Bon gets sometimes, like around Centauro, where like his heart skips a beat when he gets close to him. And
like he's glowing. I'm like, all my worries floating away because of that glow.
So the manga definitely met my expectations. It did what it needed to do. Like, I expected to lose some things from the fact that it's just the same story presented in a different medium, but it delivered on other sides. Like I said, it gave me a little bit more insight on the characters.
Yeah, for sure. I agree 100%. That's the best way to put it, the way that Lou just did. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything. I mean, it's kind of hard to expect something as great about a music manga because you're not going to hear anything. You have to, like, imagine if I like, it's kind of hard to imagine in Dodger shoes, like, never actually watching the anime and reading this. Like, I would have a completely different opinion on this manga. Like, I would probably think it's amazing, and those are some really nice notes they have there. But
what well-drawn notes, my goodness.
Yeah.
Is that a B sharp?
Feisty. Yeah, but like it did exactly what I expected it to do for me. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be horrible. I mean, there was a chance because a lot of times for series like this, like the manga can be horrible, but like it became what I wanted it to be, and you know, I wouldn't really change anything about it. I mean, it's exactly what it should be for me. Perfect. That's not perfect.
I can go. So since I knew that it was slice of lifey and I knew that there was music, right? I didn't expect the sort of characters that wound up being involved. I don't know why. Like, I was expecting the characters to be a bit more flimsy, but they're very interesting people, and I really liked that, and I liked the way that the relationships developed. The one thing that caught me super off guard was how many like romantic missed ships in the night there are. Like, it was like literally everybody was like, I think I'm starting to like that person. Oh shit, they've got a crush on somebody else. Well, fuck. Like, literally every single time it was like a new character arrives and somebody's like, I like that person, and then they'll like somebody else in the same group, and I'm like, no, this can't happen to all of you. All of you, really? Like, that was the only thing that while I was reading I was like, okay, this is, I think I see the primary relationships going on here. I think I got a good handle on it. Nope, never mind. It's all falling apart. But I did like that. I liked that, and we've said this about other manga before that has had romantic relationships in it, but I always appreciate when the whole process of like, oh, I don't know if I should tell them my feelings or not. I like when that doesn't get drawn out, when somebody like just bucks up and says something, then that allows the story to like continue and progress in a way that isn't frustrating. And so I was glad we got some of that in what we read.
I was sort of like in that area that Yoku said, that like year and a half, 2 years sort of area where I'd forgotten most of what happened, because I was like, at the end of volume 3, I was like, I kind of want to read more. I've forgotten what happened. I need to know. Really? Here?
Yeah, we ended on a nice cliffhanger.
Yeah, lovely. And I don't remember it being as dramatic as it was, because I felt like it was super dramatic with the like love not even a triangle. I don't know.
It's a hexagon. It's a love hexagon.
Yeah,
is what it is.
And I think I remember enjoying the anime more than I did the manga for whatever reason. But I don't know. I still enjoyed it for what it was. Felt really slow as well. Like, not in a bad way, just like it was really building up to something.
Yeah.
The chapters are really long as well.
Yeah.
So that's why it might have...
But it still felt like, I don't know, like, it felt slow in a nice way. Like, it didn't feel like it was dragging itself out for me personally. It didn't feel like it was dragging it out, but it felt like the relationships were paced in a way that felt realistic, too.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like you were just being, like, I mean, obviously, every time a new person came in, it was like, oh, hey, new love interest for somebody else.
Yeah.
That was a little like, oh, okay, we're getting more of this.
It's getting more convoluted.
We got to see, but we got to see, like, characters interact and watch them, like, their relationships blossom in different ways, which was really nice.
What I liked was that I did feel like by the time we hit that moment of, I think, like, pretty close to the end, when they're in Tokyo and the people they're hanging out with are like, you guys are best friends. Like, that's, in some ways, that's, like, way more powerful than somebody that you'll fall in love with.
It's
you know, like,
friendship is for life.
Yeah, friendship is for life. And I was like, sometimes romantic love is too, but sure, okay. But,
only in very random instances.
But I did like that we had so many of those moments up till that point where it was just like, oh, I don't know who's gonna be in love with who at the end and like how this is all gonna turn out. And I liked that we had that moment of like, as long as this friendship stays solid, like that's right now, that's what's most important, you know? And I was like, that is what's most important to me now that I think about it.
Yeah, it's really the only relationship that actually is kind of both ways, you know. Centaur and Kara, they're both like, they really like each other, you know, in a friend way.
Yoku.
Some people might argue that.
There's no argument, Yoku. Friend relationship.
Kaoru is sent
angel.
If
you put it that way.
Yoku. No, I really enjoy, like, it definitely...
Oh, first chapter, and I was like, yeah. Ships are sailing, is what I said. What?
Sorry.
Out for a second.
Lou, like, glitched out for me, and so I started to say something, and all of a sudden he jumped back in and was like, ships are sailing! Ships are sailing!
Ships are sailing.
I was like, what?
They are.
I'm sorry for being defective with the internet, Erin.
No, it's all good. It just threw me off. I was confused. We can talk about ships. We can talk more about ships.
What's your favorite ship?
Oh, you can stay on your point.
Ships?
I'm partial to dinghies myself. Anyways. Talk about jazz, shall we?
I was just gonna say something that I really enjoy every single character, which makes it easier to get invested into their relationships with one another too. Like, I enjoy them on their own as well as when they're together with the other characters, because like we get to see two like very different sides of them when they're like, especially with Kaoru, with his family life, like his home life is not the greatest, and so we get to see him there and we kind of understand why he looks at his like friendships and other relationships the way he does. And then getting to see him with Sen and watching them grow together is something that's really fascinating. And it's just really sweet. It's a really nice story, and all of their interactions just make me like really happy or just really engaged too.
And there are no characters that I dislike.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, same for me.
Like, I keep waiting for a character to show up who's just like the villain, and there isn't. They're all just people, you know.
Yes, they're all very realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, missing tooth guy is kind of a dick. He was there for like one chapter.
Oh,
the guy that
beat him up. Yeah,
the one
Bonzo
blow.
tree.
Yeah, that guy.
The guy that tied him to a tree. Yeah.
I was like, missing tooth guy.
It took a sec. I remember.
He is a jerk. He is a character I dislike.
I like the Sen saved him without realizing that it was
it was
the tree.
Oh wait, it's you.
He's just like, oh, sick, it's you.
Kara was so disappointed. He was like, "Oh, I thought you were here to save me."
Yeah, he got super tsun-tsun. I love that Sen. I love the kind of character that Sen is, and that he's this big bully type, but he really just has a big heart of gold who's misunderstood in so many ways, but also just ends up getting into fights. I just love that kind of character so much. I just want to like hug him. I want to give him a little cuddle. He's just so sweet.
Especially like, oh, his backstory. Oh, I was like, oh.
Oh, when he tried to grab his father's hand. He, like,
Yeah.
pushed it away.
Yeah.
So messed up, man. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on Sen? What are your guys' thoughts on him? How do you feel? Thumbs up.
He's my favorite character, so.
Yeah.
Same here.
I adore him. I love that he has that, like, despite all of the horrible stuff that he went through, and, like, Kaoru calls him an idiot, but he just has this childlike innocent, like, look at so much in life. It's not an innocence, it's just, like, his outlook on everything is very childlike, and just how he grasps onto life. And I absolutely love that. And I think that plays into him being a drummer and, like, with his drumming skills, and just shows through that and how that can really bring Kaoru into wanting to play jazz with him.
It's hard because since I don't know how the story goes, you know, we're only like a certain part of the way through it, but I really hope, and please don't spoil me.
Everybody dies.
Everyone ass girl.
I'm just gonna do this. So like, every time that we saw Kaoru with his relatives, like living in the mansion and all that, and they were like, play something classical. I wanted so badly for like some elements of jazz to like be getting into his classical playing, and his whole family be like, yo, what's up with you? Yo, you're messing up this song. Like, I wanted that so badly.
Yeah.
But like at this point, they've been playing jazz for so long, and he plays classical fine still. So I'm like, okay, maybe not.
Maybe
But if it happens later, I'm gonna be really excited. His whole family would be like, what is this? What is this weird trash you're playing?
This nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we had that moment of when they were playing at the bar, and the old dude was like, why are you playing that black jazz?
Yeah, I was
There's
like,
some,
whoa, damn.
I love that the guy they
Sen
brought, they're
flipped
like,
out.
and so yeah, and love how Sen got real pissed because he's like, it's just music, like who cares who made it, like it's just good music, you jerk.
That's fun. And like, I hadn't, until right now, I hadn't realized that would also be like a weird sore subject for him, because he was like treated differently for being a foreigner, quote, quote, his
Half
whole life.
foreign, yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe part of it was the guy who taught him how to play the drums was also not Japanese. So maybe there's part of that there as well.
Yeah.
That's true.
Roy? Was his name like Roy something?
Roy, yeah.
Yeah.
Roy
Or
Sam.
Mustang.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had like Sentaro's backstory. So were you guys surprised when for those of you who didn't know about it, like when you were watching it in the anime, do you remember how you felt when that backstory came about?
I kind of forgot about it, so I may have shed a little tear when I read it in manga, because it was really, really sweet.
Yeah, I forgot about it to the point until I actually started reading it. Then I was like, oh, okay, I'm starting to remember. But yeah, it had an impact on me even rereading it. You know? It was
Here's the thing with me. When I was first watching the anime, I knew that there was something different about him, something foreign about him, just because of how his character design stands out so much from every other person in the manga. So it was from that I was like, all right, there's something going on with his background where he can't be 100% Japanese. And then the story hit, and then as we started to find out that story, that's when it started to hit me. I'm like, okay, there's a real sad bit to this story that I guess you couldn't tell just by looking at who he was prior to this. It was just really buried underneath all his positivity and just how open and vocal he is about what he feels. So yeah, like the story itself caught me off guard, but the fact that was the story didn't surprise me.
Yeah, I think just the fact that it's obvious that he's like naturally just a very sweet person who is kind of formed by other people treating him a certain way. Like watching that happen, even though it was accelerated, but like watching it happen, you're just like, oh my gosh, you're just like a sweet kid who did nothing wrong, you know? Like,
It was meeting grandma.
yeah.
Oh man.
Wasn't that? I'm trying to remember. I don't want to say because I don't know if it's a spoiler because I can't remember. I'm remembering like bits and pieces of the anime, and but I can't remember if it's what was in what we read or not. If that makes sense, like how the anime did it. So I'm just like, do I say this or is this actually a spoiler? But I felt like the grandma part was a little bit heavier in the anime. Wasn't it a bit more like bloody? Or was that something else?
I don't recall. I don't recall.
I can't.
I don't know. Maybe, but I don't.
Maybe
remember.
I just picture everything with blood.
That wouldn't surprise me.
That's how I remember everything.
Head being shoved on.
Let's talk about Richan. Let's talk about the ladies of the story. Let's start with her. What are your guys' thoughts on her from when she was like introduced, and how did your feelings for her change from like the last thing we saw of her? Like, how do you guys feel about her?
She still hasn't been fleshed out a ton. Like, she's still, like, for me, even at this point, she's been involved a lot, but she still feels like a supporting character.
Well, she really didn't really have, like, a backstory thing going on. With, like, they explained Karu's and Sen's, but they didn't really go too far in depth with her.
Right, but just, like, even the way that she interacts with everybody is just, like, she's kind of a trope. You know,
well, she's like she feels like a support character.
Yeah, exactly. She's just like, she's the sweet girl who wants to help everybody, and like that's kind of been.
She's kind of the one that brings them together. Whenever they're like separated, she's kind of there to like kind of cross the middle.
She's like a catalyst for so many other people.
Yeah,
and
if it wasn't for her,
interactions, but not actually herself. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not that I dislike her. I just kind of I don't know what I want from her.
Yeah.
Like I think she's really cute, and I think I actually really like watching her interactions with the other girl, the girl who everybody's like, oh, she's so pretty.
Yukira?
Yeah, I like watching them together because like they have a very believable interaction where it's like kind of guarded.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I thought it was really interesting every time they talk to each other. It was like, you know, we're sweet to each other and we enjoy one another, but we're still like kind of like, especially with main girl.
Rico?
Yeah.
Richico?
Richico? Yeah.
Richico?
Especially with Richico, like Richico has like kind of this guarded feeling of like, these are my boys, but I'm a nice person, but these are my boys, you know, like kind of a thing that...
Yeah, and she's very intuitive. Like, we've seen a lot that she's very empathetic and intuitive, and so she picks up on what I think, like, a lot of the time the other people are feeling before they're even feeling it, and she kind of understands when she needs to intervene and kind of give them pushes that they need. So when Eureka shows up, I think she catches on pretty quickly that Sen has a huge crush on her.
She thought Karu had a huge crush on her too, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, like,
that's true.
She's still, but what I'm saying is like, because she's watching Sen so often, like, I think there is a bit of she's very tentative around her because the girl did nothing wrong. Like, she knows that Eureka didn't do anything wrong, but she's coming in and it's kind of like hey, Sen, I've had a crush on him for way longer. Why is he looking at you like that and not looking at
possible
me?
Disappointment in my life.
Yeah. Possible rejection. So I do think that she, I like how that played out and that she wasn't like catty or anything like that. Like, she was still incredibly sweet. But I do agree that a lot of how we've seen her has been she's kind of been there for other people's motivation or like to push other people along and stuff.
Yeah.
How'd you guys like how she dealt with the whole Karu confessing to her and then?
I thought it was super realistic.
I honestly did too, just like the whole misunderstanding of like, I'm not coming back because she hates me, and her being like, he's not coming back because he hates me. It's just like, guys, oh my god.
There was no misunderstanding there. It was awesome.
I do enjoy that she was like upset that he kissed her without her being like, because it was her first kiss, and she's like, yeah, excuse me.
Weird.
That was, it was a little like, I get that you like me now, but no. Like, you can tell why I was upset, obviously. Like, I like that didn't draw that out like we said earlier. Like, they don't take tension and drama and just drag it out and give us nothing to like be satisfied with. Like, they tackled it pretty quickly. Obviously there's still awkwardness between them, but they still touched on it and like brought up some kind of...
I really like the way they do the awkwardness though.
Mm-hmm.
Like, him trying to go talk to her, she like runs off and he's like, oh dang it, like
yeah. Like, I messed up.
Kind of fun.
Or even Sen's awkwardness around Yurika.
That's really cool. I like that. Like when he first meets her, he just like freezes and he's like, oh dang.
Especially since he's like 15. Like,
he doesn't look 15. We keep forgetting that Sen is not 15.
Yeah.
I know. I keep forgetting how old he is. They're all so young. Oh, hey guys, my tweet was in French this week.
Good.
Just so you know.
Good, great.
Yep.
YouTube nailing it every time.
Every week. My favorite still is Thai. Was the one that came up as Thai, because it was just a bunch of like real crazy symbols, and I was like, I don't even. This doesn't even any familiar to me. But yeah, so we had Ritsuko reacting to Kaoru's feelings, and now we have like the awkward dance happening with them. But it's still like, it is, what I do enjoy is that she's trying. She's like, do want him to know that I still care. Like, she made the lunchbox for him when they went to Tokyo.
And I like that when he got the lunchbox from her, he didn't immediately be like, maybe I still have a chance. It was just, it wasn't immediately back to square one and us feeling like we just jumped back a few steps. It was like, it just felt like it was progressing further into like where their normal place as friends is going to be.
Yes.
So,
Ebbie, what do you think about the girls?
I think she's gonna.
I had a sneeze.
I was gonna say, I think she's gonna sneeze.
My timing is impeccable.
Thanks.
I just have a knack for these things.
I didn't hear your question. I just heard my name and then you ask a question. What did you say? Sorry.
What did you think about the girls?
I didn't particularly like them, but I didn't dislike them either. I just felt like there wasn't enough there for me to really like either of them. And I don't know. Richan felt like she was a very safe character. Like, she was very vanilla. Like, there's not anything to like really dislike about her. But I didn't think there was enough there for me to go, yeah, I really like this character. She's the best.
yeah.
And I felt like there were like little glimmers in there that was her starting to be maybe a little bit more selfish in regards to what she wants. But it never really took it that far in the 3 volumes that we read. So I'd definitely be interested, because I don't remember anything. So I'd be interested to see how that plays out. I think.
How long is the anime?
12 episodes.
12 episodes?
11?
Yeah, it's
11 or
12.
Super doable.
Yeah, Dodger.
Super doable.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't remember, like, I remember some stuff that happens with some of the, like, with Yurika. But there is, like, I agree, they don't have a ton of substance to them. They kind of, both of them just showed up to kind of be like, hey, let's progress the guys in certain directions and stuff, which wasn't done distastefully or anything like that. Like, they still made the characters likable and not just feel like they're just dumb bees just doing nothing. They're still, like, really sweet and genuine, and especially, like, they just feel like, all of them feel like teenagers is what I get a lot, which I really enjoy, because a lot of times with coming of age stories, especially when there's like when they're set younger, like, you get a lot of times characters acting way older than you think they should, like reacting to things in like perfect adult mature ways, whereas this feels just incredibly genuine with every interaction and reaction and the way the characters do what they do.
One thing about character development and growth that I didn't find all that believable is how quickly Kaoru got over his nausea in some situations.
That was handled a lot better in the anime, I thought.
Yeah.
His social, like, his social anxiety was it was super hyped in the first chapter, and then just kind of just tinkled away,
Yeah.
like just blew away with some fairy dust from Sen.
Because Sen's always around.
So, which, yeah, that's what they explained it as, but it was not a realistic depiction of social anxiety at all, especially not for a character who he's had understandable trauma that would cause social anxiety, and for it to just be gone that quickly when we hadn't seen him interact that much with Sen or be around Sen for that long, it was something that was like, and you think it would have popped back up in instances with like Rico after he like confessed to her or kissed her. Like there's times where you think it should have popped up too, where it just didn't, and it was disappointing. Like Lou, you're right. Like I didn't think that was something that when I was reading it, I was like, man, I wish they would have touched on that more. But then I kind of forgot about it because I got distracted by the rest of the story. But I do agree that's something that I think they could have done a lot more with.
Absolutely.
What do you guys think about June? Big bro June.
Juni.
Oh god, that guy.
Yeah.
Is that all?
Is that all your feelings?
Yeah, I mean, he's just like, he's another character who hasn't really done much beyond like show
Jam
up,
sessions.
yeah, do some jam sessions, and then now that they're in Tokyo, like trying to stay with him and he's not there, they're like, oh, well, you know, he's real hot with the ladies. They're like, all right, cool.
He's the cool big brother character.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the anime, I guess I liked him a lot more just because his performance, like the times that he would perform, it was just, he stood out a lot, which is, I think, what they intended, because he's supposed to be that guy that is good with the ladies, the guy that does draw attention of everyone in the room, that everybody looks up to.
That's a charisma.
Yeah, exactly. Like he oozed that charisma in the anime, and it didn't really translate as much in the manga, but I still liked his character because he's just such a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't. That's the thing is like, from just reading the manga, I can't tell if he's supposed to be a nice guy.
Yeah.
I hate him. I don't like him. I didn't like him in the anime, and I mean I did like when he was performing and stuff, and he was playing the trumpet and all, but he just has this atmosphere about him where he's just like
a smarminess.
He's an evil guy.
There's like a sleaze
deep
that
inside,
can come out.
he has like a really, really cold heart. That's what I feel about him.
I'm not gonna take it as far as Yoku or Lou. Like, just for me, he just feels sort of like, it feels like he's putting on a face. Like I don't know. There's something
more
sort
to
of
him.
like fake about him.
There's much more to him than meets the eye, pretty much.
Than meets the 15 chapters.
Yes. And the like 15 scenes he was in total.
Yeah, he was like,
even in that many.
guys, he was like barely in those 15 chapters. He like
I
showed up a little.
I have another question, unless anybody else has feelings about Junie. I have something I want to ask. What were your guys' favorite, like, what was your favorite scene? Favorite interaction, like, favorite scene from what we read?
I really liked when, and this is a scene that I really want to see in the anime, but I really liked when they did their performance at the like military bar, and Sen was like so distracted because the girl he liked was there and he like wasn't playing right, and then they like snapped him out of it by like attacking, like sort of challenging him musically, and he was like, oh, and then like got into it, and like I thought that was really cool. I really wanted to see that animated for sure.
Yeah. I love that.
I liked when Bun and Sen first met. He's like, "Oh, my angel came to save me."
Yeah. I love their fight on the rooftop in the rain. That's like one of my favorite, where they just get really angry at each other, even though they have umbrellas. They just end up getting soaking wet. I love that. Yoku, Ebbie?
I got one. What about that scene when Karu was mad at Sen and they still went down for a jam session, and Karu just started playing and Sen just started going in. He's like, don't just start playing, like, and then at the end they just got really into it, had a great time. I mean, just the jam sessions. That's what makes this series for me. and that's why I like the anime so much more, because like they do it so well. They animate it perfectly when it comes to, you know, every beat, every key that's played, every string that's strummed. They animate it correctly as it would be done in real life. Yeah. So it's not the same in the manga. They can't really get into that much detail since it's just the panel after panel. But still, like reading that, I went back and rewatched that moment. That's probably the moment that stood out most for me.
It's really good.
I think mine would probably be the lead up to Centaur's backstory, where Kaoru was all like, "No one gets me. Like, no one understands. You don't understand me." And he was like, "Nah, I understand you. Look at this. Look at what I used to look like." And I just felt like that was really sweet and like a really important moment in their friendship, because I feel like they needed to get that out there before they could actually be best friends and go on holiday to Tokyo together or whatever.
But yeah, they told their backstories to each other, and like they haven't really told anybody else. That was like a really crazy open up session, jam session that they had.
Yeah, I love that Sen, like
jam session.
The feeling session, feeling jam session.
The feel sessions. Feel sessions.
I love that Kaoru like runs away from Sen, and Sen follows him, and like the way that Kaoru realizes he's there is Sen's like playing with his new drumsticks that he got from Riko and him. Yeah, it was really sweet. Yeah, his backstory was really good too. It's just so much, I liked when they were paddle boating and stuff too. That was one of the the part where they first, like right before they meet Yurika, the part where they're paddle boating and jumping off the ledges and stuff was so cute.
Yeah, Sen's just chucking them off of the rock, and they're just like, he's crazy.
Right. It was really sweet. It just had a lot of really sweet moments throughout the whole thing. That was just adorable. All the relationships are just so sweet. You're just like,
this is a slice of life that should like define the genre. Slice of life. This is if I'm watching a slice of life, I want to watch something like this or read something like this. You know, where it really is just a slice of life. You can sit there and be like, you can kind of connect with the characters.
And it just handles drama and romance really well. Yeah. Just something I don't think a lot of slice of life does.
I felt like it was a bit too dramatic for me at some point.
Well, they have to go a little over dramatic. I mean, just to make it interesting.
It was like, okay, so he likes her, she likes him.
Yeah, ships. They're all ships passing in the night at the same spot and missing each other. Like how?
One of them's gonna hit an iceberg one of these days.
Who's the Titanic? Which one's the Titanic? Yeah, I can see that. There was a few moments where it's like, oh my, melodrama, hello.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like a little melodrama here and there.
It didn't feel overwhelming melodrama, at least. We weren't drowning in it at all, which is good. All right, let's talk about art. Feelings on the art, everybody. Hey, because we haven't really talked about art at all. I don't think that's come up.
Except the notes.
Except for the notes. Except for how goddamn well drawn those notes are.
And Sento's design, which I thought was really cool.
Design.
Yeah. Speaking of Sento's design, the only time that I could not take Sen seriously at all was when he was in his like straight up Jotaro outfit. The fucking like hat tail hanging out of his mouth and the hat, and I was just like, this turned into JoJo's. What am I reading right now? But I liked the art. I thought that it was really clean. I thought that it suited the story and the genre that it is.
Yeah, I thought
it was simple and not over the top. It fits the genre and the story that that we see here. So I don't know, no complaints, but I mean nothing amazing, of course, but
yeah,
it's good.
I'll agree with that. Backgrounds were done fairly well. Character designs, not a lot of differences within the character designs apart from Sen and Yurika, but that aside, I thought it handled everything fairly well. Everything looked, like Dodger and Yoku both said, really clean.
I thought you were gonna leave it at everything looked like Dodger and Yoku.
That's what I was thinking.
You guys are in this
You were both the
manga.
character models.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Oh,
you
you
guys
were the-
in this
I'm
manga.
Zen,
You were the
obviously.
manga.
Obviously.
Yeah, okay.
Yoku
good.
is
I'm rich,
Richiko.
I'm-
Richiko, yeah.
For sure.
A love story for the ages. Mm-hmm.
What about you, Ebbie? What do you think about the art?
Yeah, I thought it was just, I don't know, it suited the series, wasn't anything too amazing apart from Sen's design. I really like his character design. Don't know what it is. I think it's like the stripy shirt that he wears.
It's just so charming.
yeah, the, like-
He's just so charming with the little scar and this hair and his shirt. Yeah.
He's like a big pirate.
Yeah. Sen the pirate. I agree with all of you. Like, I think it's really, it's like the art style isn't anything amazing, but it's really nice and soft, and I thought it fit not only the atmosphere for what the manga, like, mangaka was trying to get across, but also the time period for when it was. I just thought that it was really clean and nice for that, too. So.
I'd like to point out that the translation that I read definitely said it was set in 1996.
Yeah,
not
I saw that too,
1966.
and I was like, lol, no. Just like
1996.
really fast.
When is it
I was
supposed to be in?
1966.
1966. I got really confused.
That didn't come across to me at all. So,
Because
that's-
I was like, oh, I thought it was set in the 60s, but I guess I'm wrong. Like,
Yeah.
and then they got to the bar, and the guy was like shouting about black jazz, and I was like, this can't be set in the 90s, surely.
yeah, I
Well,
was
it
wondering
is
that too. I was
Japan,
like, yo,
so-
what sort of racist shit is happening in the 90s here?
Yeah, it was the 60s.
At the beginning of summer of 1966. That's in the synopsis.
I was just gonna say, were you reading the wiki?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I was on my anime list.
Oh, I was gonna say that's what the wiki says too.
I think it's a copy from the wiki on there.
Awesome. Let's wrap up and give our final thoughts and ratings. Would anybody like to go first? If not, I can go. Oh gosh, I'm not good with the numericals.
The numbers.
The
Oh, we
numerals.
know
Oh, dang, we gotta do a
Just
rating.
like create numbers at this point, Erin.
I know, but they're hard to come up with. I like to be accurate. Even though I have like 5 decimal points, I still like to be accurate with them. I'm going to give it an 8.1753. 8.1753. I thought it was a really solid manga, like what we read. I thought the characters were really strong, and I particularly just fell in love with the relationship between Sen and Kaoru, and I just really enjoy I enjoy that relationship in slice of life in general, and so it was really well done here, and so I could just really give major props to that. And I thought the writing was really engaging and interesting, and I think that even though it can be pretty heavy on the drama at a lot of points, I didn't feel like it was overwhelmingly so. And the art was clean, and I thought that the jazz jam sessions were really fun as well. So yeah, I think it's a really solid slice of life coming of age, and I want to read more, and I also want to go back and watch the anime. So
I want to go next.
Do it.
Before I explain my scores, because I have 2 scores, there were 2 ways that I read this. The first way, I read parts of it, when possible, with the OST of the anime playing, and other parts, because I was at work, without the music.
Reading at work.
Work.
Right, good, yes.
Anyways, while the music was playing, it gets a 9 from me. That's how good the music paired with the manga is. That's why I love the anime. It's just solid. Without the music, 7.5. It's a good story, but I feel like it can do more, and it does end up doing everything I want later in the story, but we're just not there yet. So for what we've read, a 7.5 without music. So if I was to average it out, my overall experience, I'd say like an 8.2, 8.3, somewhere around there. I can math, kind of.
Kind of.
It's
You're in the
like
right
11:30,
place. You're in the
so
right place.
tired. I'm not like
Yeah.
Ebbie tired, but I'm
Hey,
tired.
it's 20 past 4 in the morning right now. Can't complain. It's getting light outside.
I can go. As a person who has not seen the anime and so doesn't feel like I'm missing out on any elements at this point. I would say my experience was like an 8.5. I really enjoyed it. It made me want to watch the anime, and I also came into it honestly not really expecting much. Like, I came into it expecting to just sort of be like, all right, that was aight. But I actually really liked it. I really like the characters, and I want to know what happens. So I'm gonna follow Yoku's advice and watch the whole anime.
Yes.
that's my plan now.
And then don't come back to the manga.
And not come back.
And not come back
If we
to the
do
manga.
another manga pod of this, I'll be conspicuously missing.
She didn't come back. Damn.
She didn't come
Yoku,
back.
this was your fault.
No, it's really hard to give a rating for this part, since I've read just the first 3 volumes, but I've seen the whole anime. I like the anime more, but the manga is still pretty good. So it's really hard to find like an actual number to give this. But I don't want to give it an 8, so I think I'm just gonna stick to giving it like a 7.9999999. You know? I mean,
I don't want to give it an 8, so I'm giving it a 7.9999.
yeah, so it's not technically an 8, but it's like almost there. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun going back and seeing these moments that I forgot. I didn't completely forget them when I was reading. I was reminded of them. I kind of had fun going back on YouTube, searching up my favorite moments, even skipping ahead of where we read in the manga and looking up my favorite moments of like watching the last like 10 minutes of the last episode. And I really got into it a little bit. You know, it's been a while since I've actually like when during MangaPod when that I actually would go back and rewatch parts of the anime and stuff. So like to me this I gave the anime like a 10 out of 10 back when it came out. Like it was such a good experience, and the manga didn't disappoint me, but it's just not to that same point, you know, as the anime. So I think a 7.999999 for this part. It's probably gonna go up higher if we ever do come back to it. I know there's still like 6 more volumes left, so there's still quite a bit to go. We only went through about a third of the series, and I know that it will probably go up higher as, you know, the story progresses, since I do remember little bits and pieces that I did enjoy. So yeah, that's my rating.
I think I'd be somewhere along the same lines as you, Yoku, because I remember really, really liking it. I remember like little bits and pieces, and I feel like it starts to get really good where we finished.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt as well.
Where we finished reading, and I definitely want to either continue reading the manga or go on to watch the anime again, because I need to know. I can't remember, and I need to know, and it's driving me crazy. But I think I would give it probably a 7, and that's not to say like that's a really bad rating. That's a pretty good rating from me. But I feel like it can get better as the story progresses, and I get more invested in the characters, and maybe they do more with some of the female characters that I felt kind of lacking a little bit. And if they could somehow put like the music into the manga, that would be that would be real great.
Slip it on in there, like
come with a little CD or something, anything. I don't know, but yeah, I think a 7 from me.
Awesome. And for all of you in chat who haven't seen the anime, you should know that it is also directed by Shinichiro Watanabe, who did Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo as well.
To everybody in chat right now who's like, I've never seen Samurai Champloo. Who are you? Go watch it. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Dodger will hurt you.
And he also directed Zanki no Terror.
And
Space Dandy.
And Space Dandy, yeah, that's the recent stuff that has been working on.
Recent stuff.
The Sakamichi no Pawn Kids on Slope is the series that he did before.
Yeah, it came out in 2010, I think.
Well.
Was it 2012?
Yeah, it's not that old.
Oh yeah, it was after I got married. Lol.
It was not that old.
I was trying to remember. Well, awesome. So that wraps up our discussion for Kids on the Slope, or Sakamichi no Pawn, if you went to the Japanese title. Let's go ahead and read. We're going to read the summary for the manga that we're reading next week, and then everybody in chat gets to read it.
I'll read it, Erin.
And by read it, I mean guess it.
I want to guess it. I actually
Erin.
Because you're gonna come back for next week's MangaPod, right?
Yeah!
And read it.
Read it.
Go, Lou, hit it!
All right.
Get your blinks on.
Okay,
Oh!
okay. Blanks are a special breed dedicated to tracking down treasure, magical beasts, and even other men. But such pursuits require a license, and less than 1 in 100,000 can pass the grueling qualification exam. Those who do pass gain access to restricted areas, amazing stores of information, and the right to call themselves blanks.
Yeah.
Really?
Yoku, can you guess it?
Well, I know what it is. What is this, like the second or third time coming back to it?
Second time.
Second time? I missed the first time.
It's the second, but
Wait, this is the third time, right?
This is our third time reading
Is
this
it?
manga.
Said
Yeah,
so.
absolutely.
Is it?
Definitely, isn't
Wait,
it?
what chapters? What chapters are you guys on?
We're reading volume 6 through 9, chapters 45 33. Yeah,
No,
you're
that's
right.
the second then.
Yeah, you're right. It's the second.
What?
The second.
It's
No,
not
it's the third. I mean, it's the third. Ah, numbers!
Wait, chapter 6 through volume 6 through 9, and it's the third. What, you guys read like two volumes at a time?
Alexa got it.
We're reading Hunter x Hunter volume.
We're
We're
reading
reading
Hunter
By the way, we're reading.
Hang on, I can search my channel and we'll see.
I'm positive it's the third.
No, it's only the second because the first time we read
I
volumes
was
1
right.
through 5.
I'm telling you, it's the second. Like, wow, how would you be on?
Yes, it's the second. Because we keep pushing it back, and people keep yelling at me on Ask.fm. They're like, why do you keep pushing back Hunter x Hunter? I'm like, I'm sorry.
Oh, that's awesome. I haven't read Hunter x Hunter in a really long time.
Oh, I'm so excited. This will be, I think the first time we read Hunter x Hunter, I hadn't watched the anime yet.
Oh, dang.
And so
Wow.
now Hunter x Hunter is like top 5 anime
Hunter
of
x
all
Hunter is-
Yeah, it's
time.
completely
Wait,
different.
Wait, the last time this was scheduled, we had it scheduled at a terrible endpoint. Are we sure that's not the terrible
Oh,
endpoint?
that's right. Hold on. It might
Wait,
be
what
the
are the
terrible
volumes again?
6 through 9.
9, right?
Hang on. We'll figure this out. We don't need to do it live on air like a bunch of professionals. Awesome. Let's go ahead and let's see. Did we do everything? My baby brain is like, did we do everything?
I
Are we
think so.
good? Okay, we good to
Yeah.
wrap up? Okay. I have issues remembering things now.
Ask
We just have to shout out our stuff.
All right, perfect. Shout out our stuff. Roundtable. Yay! I'm Erin of HappiLeeErin. I have a YouTube channel called HappiLeeErin. If you're on YouTube, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're on my channel right now. If you'd like to watch all the previous manga pods, they are there on my channel. I do all sorts of anime-related content, mostly anime vlogs and reviews and first impressions and stuff like that. I am going to be posting an anime expo announcement thing, which I forgot to shout out at the beginning of this podcast, but we are going to be having a MangaPod panel this year. Yay! Woo! Though Yoku
All of
isn't
our
going to be able to
efforts
be
minus
there.
finally paid off.
Yoku won't be there. She'll be really sad, but
Yeah,
we'll
minus
figure
fees.
out a way to get him there in spirit. We'll do something. But yeah, if you are going to be at Anime Expo, that will be happening Saturday at 5:45 p.m. in room LP6? LP6 or 5? You know, it's in the LPs. So keep watch for Twitter, and that video will be coming out soon. And if you want to find me on any other social media, I'm HappiLeeErin all across the everything. The ones I use most often are Twitter, Instagram, and Ask.fm. So come and say hi and stuffs.
Yes. Hi, I'm Dodger.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes, I am Dodger.
where's your brain at?
Yeah, my brain is also a baby brain.
You don't get a baby.
So many baby brains.
So many
on
baby
MangaPod
brains.
right now. My goodness. I am primarily a YouTuber. You can find me on youtube.com/presshearttocontinue, where I play visual novels and dating sims, and I also do a weekly show about the games industry, so I would love it if you would check that out. I stream on twitch.tv/dexteritybonus, which might be where you're watching this right now, and I would love it if you would follow me on there, and on all the social medias, I'm at dexbonus, DEXBONUS, and along with these other lovely people, I will be at Anime Expo next week. So
It's
if
already
you're
next
there, come say hi to us.
Yeah, it's next week.
I'm blessed. It's been a whole year since the last time.
Dog, right?
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty crazy.
Dodger and I
yeah.
will also be doing a digital roundtable, like
True.
influencer roundtable with Octopimp. Which, if it's anything like our anime kanji panel, it's gonna be real good.
What's it like to be YouTubers? Well, let me tell you. It's real good. Anyways, yes,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good.
I'm Yokurama. What's up? I never liked doing these outros, you know, because then we have to go and say goodbye. And It's really sad. But
No, but so sad on us.
I'm Yokurama, and I don't really do anything on YouTube lately, so I'm not really gonna shout out. I guess there's links in the description to probably where you can find me and everything. But the only place that I'm really active lately is on Twitter. So if you want at Yokurama Talks, tweet me, tweet you back probably sometimes, not always. And also myanimelist.com/Yokurama. I think that's how you can find me. But look up there, and if you wanna see what I've been watching lately, because I took a little break from anime, and I'm kind of going back and rewatching all this stuff that I missed from the last year, and I've been watching a lot of sports anime.
Yeah.
I'm in a weird anime slump right now. Like every time I go to watch something, I don't watch anime.
Go watch some sports
waiting
anime.
for that passion to come back, or I'm gonna be like watching because it goes in weird hills.
It's
like
always like that.
I'm never just in the middle of the hill, just like casually consuming anime. It's always either I'm not watching anime or I spend like 3 months doing nothing but watching anime.
It's the same way. For me, it's like this with anime and video games. I'll be like 100% to video games, then I like go 100% in anime. I can't be into both at once.
Yeah,
that takes way too freaking like much time. You can't just like watch all day anime and play games all day. It doesn't work that way.
Oh, but you could.
2 monitors.
Dual wielding screens.
Yeah, man.
My name is Lou, and I'm from Sitting by the Window Anime Reviews. I do anime-related content on YouTube. You can find me at SBTW Anime Reviews on Twitter. My YouTube is youtube.com/SBTW Anime Reviews. I recently debuted a new segment on my channel called the Random Anime Roundup, where I just spout random crap about the shows that I've been watching recently. So that's the thing that's going on. It's all very, very brief, concise thoughts. The shows that I debuted with were Shirobako, Cross Angie, Parasite, and Long Horizon 2nd season. So go check that out. And yeah, that's it. Oh, Ask FM, please. That helps my workday go by so much faster. So please help me out.
Aww.
At SVTW Anime Review. Yeah, that's my stuff.
Awesome.
Yay. Oh, and I'm gonna be at Expo too.
Yeah.
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 Lucky.
I'm Ebbie. Hi and goodbye. I just realised I was saying hi at the end of the stream. Sorry about that. Sorry about the sniffing all the way through this as well, because I realised that I've just been like, I don't know, a mess. But anyway, I do stuff on YouTube at youtube.com/BizarreJelly5. My next video should hopefully be coming out today or tomorrow, which will be a how to play Token Rambu for those of you who don't understand Japanese and want to play a game that's like Kantai Collection except with boys instead of sword boys instead of boat girls. It's real good. Recommend it.
Cool, good.
And as I mentioned before, I also have an online anime club which is similar to this, called the Oko Anime Club. We're streaming tomorrow for Log Horizon Season 2, and I still have 20 episodes of that to watch, so...
Oh, golly.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Good
are going to
luck.
hit... There is one episode that you're going to be so happy you waited for. By that I mean not.
Oh, God.
It's just a 20-minute monologue.
Oh, that episode.
So bad.
That episode made me put the whole show on hold for months. Good luck.
That episode, Dave and I were just like,
Horizon.
Right, I guess I'm not sleeping today then.
But it's
so
real great
watch it
otherwise.
till that episode, then sleep, and then I might not be mad at it anymore. Yeah, I think that's it. You can find me on Twitter at twitter.com/BizarreJelly5 as well.
Awesome.
That's everything.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. You were
Yeah,
fantastic. For waking up early and stuff. We
Yeah,
really
thank you.
appreciate it.
Pretty much ready for the day now, I guess.
All awake and stuff. MangaPod. It's like sun in your coffee cup.
Yep.
Yep.
Thanks.
Just
That's
like
exactly what it's like.
Well, thank you all who joined us live to watch us on Twitch and on YouTube. And for those of you watching it on the VOD on YouTube, thank you so much for watching. We really appreciate it. We will be here same time, same place next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday night on twitch.tv/dexterity bonus and youtube.com/HappiLeeErin, reading Hunter x Hunter volumes 6 through 9. We will see you guys next week. Bye-bye! Bye!
Later. Boop, 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 boop.